wait to. How you gonna tell a kid they can't play in a tournament this weekend? You should have been communicated.
Right. Oh man, yeah.
Okay.
All right, pull it closer to you.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's rock. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Coach Love with Recruit Oklahoma, also known as ROK. And we're here on the ROK Podcast where we are highlighting Oklahoma legends. Today I have with me a lady that's well known to the Oklahoma basketball community. Dominating at PC West High School, she averaged a double-double with 25 and 10 rebounds per game. She was named Oklahoma All-State Player of the Year. She was inducted to the Putnam City Athletics Hall of Fame. And while smashing the competition at Texas A&M University, she was a 4-year letter winner from 2006 to 2009. She earned all Big 12 recognition all 3 consecutive seasons from 2006 to 2009. That included a 2-time first team all Big 12 selection 2008 and 2009. And she was a 3-time Big 12 all defensive team between 07, 08, and 09. And in her senior season, she was named an Associated Press All-American and was voted the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year that year. And so she's the only player in program history to collect 3 Big 12 All-Defensive Team honors. In 2009, she was drafted in the second round of the WNBA draft with the 16th pick overall to the Chicago Sky. I want to give a warm welcome to the ROK Podcast, Danielle Gant. What's up, Danielle? How you doing?
Man, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm here. I'm just talking and having fun with former athletes that are doing things and just having fun. Okay, what you up to these days?
I live in Fort Worth, Texas. So
Okay.
right now I'm actually teaching at a charter school.
Okay.
I teach fitness, and I'm the girls' varsity head basketball coach.
Okay. And so Fort Worth, is there different parts of Fort Worth, or just kind of run together?
Man, Fort Worth is big.
It is. Yeah,
It's real big. It's like Oklahoma, probably plus Norman.
Okay.
That's how big it is. So
Okay.
it's Fort Worth, Arlington, Grand Prairie.
Yeah.
It's
All
big.
that metro.
Yeah.
So I saw you originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
I am.
Right. Okay. So you were born there?
Well, Medina.
Huh?
It's a small part, but in Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what brought you to Oklahoma? When did you come to Oklahoma?
I actually moved when I was like in the 4th grade.
Okay.
When I was 4 years old. Sorry.
4 years. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I have no clue what made my parents move to Oklahoma City,
Okay.
but when I was about 4 years old. Yeah.
All right. Did you play any sports growing up? I mean, I know you had to
I did.
play a little basketball.
I did. I didn't start playing till like the 7th grade.
Gotcha.
And it was more so for like a little church league.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like the Lakers, the Spurs, and
Okay, yeah.
one of those
Traditional.
things. Yeah.
Names.
And so I played for the Lakers, wore number 8.
Okay.
And so,
Kobe.
exactly. And you know what is crazy? I asked my brother, I was like, hey, who is this guy? Like the Lakers, because I wasn't into basketball. And so I sat down and we watched a couple of games. And so, of course, he's my favorite player. But that's when I first started playing in 7th grade.
Okay. Did you play any other sports?
I ran track in high school.
In high school?
But
Okay. Were you fast?
I think everybody was fast. And, you played on the basketball team, you ran
gotta be
track
fast,
pretty
yeah.
much. So, yeah.
Okay. So no other sports, just basketball growing up.
Just basketball.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So did you have a middle school? Like, where'd you go to middle school?
I went to Mayfield.
Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did they have basketball?
They did. So I didn't really, like I said, get into it. And then my 8th grade year, the coach, he wanted me because I was tall. So I was like, let me just see, right? And so the 8th grade is when I really fell in love with the game of basketball.
Really? Who was your 8th grade
Yeah.
coach? You remember?
Man, you
Putting you
would
on-
ask
putting you on the
me
spot.
that. You would ask me that.
I don't even remember. Well, no, I do remember my Coach Glover and Coach Marshall. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Was it? I couldn't tell you.
couldn't tell?
I
Okay.
couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I apologize.
No, you good. We can edit that out. No sisters or brothers?
I have a brother.
You have a brother?
He's an older brother.
Okay.
He lives in right now Washington.
Okay.
He's in the Air Force, so he's
Gotcha.
older.
Did he play in sports? Did he
Basketball.
basketball?
Basketball and track.
Did he push you?
He did. That's another reason why I play basketball.
Okay.
It's my brother.
I don't know why I asked if you had any brothers or sisters. You told me your brother.
Yeah.
But to put you on who the Lakers was
Yep.
and everything. So,
Yep.
So getting into high school. So you were a freshman coming into PC West, and what did you come in dominating right off the start? I mean, you did.
I did.
You always say, yeah.
Because in the 8th grade, I used to see the high school coach come watch me play
Yeah.
all the time. And so my freshman year in high school, it was a situation where I think the girls knew who I was, but like in practice, like the first few practices, trying to throw the ball hard, you know, things like that. And so I'm like, I kind of like took it easy. But once we started playing, once I started like dropping, you know, buckets, it was a situation where
you started eating.
Yeah, it was. There we go. Yeah, like they understood and like everything just came into play. So I started dominating, I guess, my freshman year.
Gotcha. So who was your biggest rival? So you're at PC West, and you got PC North, and you got Putnam City. Which one of those were your, or was there any other schools that were your biggest rival?
I honestly don't feel like those two were the girls' rivals. I think more so the boys' PCO.
Okay.
I think for us it was Deer Creek. Every time we would go to that tournament, I think that was the biggest for us.
Who played on that team? Do you remember who you played against? Like during your time?
It's a name right here, but I can't think of it. So if I think of it, I'll come back to you. But it was Deer Creek.
But it was
every time.
Rival, huh?
Every time to me.
So tell me about your coach. Who was your high school coach at PC West?
Jeff Fuller.
Okay.
Fuller. Yeah, that was my high school coach.
Okay. How'd y'all get along? Y'all.
When you have like sometimes that superstar, you kind of get along pretty well. I feel like I was a chill person, so we got along pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, I've been a part of programs where the superstar was not the not the friendliest, not the most behaving person, but you know, sometimes you got to take sacrifices, and sometimes you got to make an example.
Yep.
I can't deal with it, but you were one of the ones that you got along, and all the coaches loved you and everything.
Yeah.
How were there any other coaches that, as far as like, did you play travel ball during high school?
I did.
You did?
AAU. I played for a team called Air Oklahoma Stars.
Okay.
You heard of them?
I heard of them.
Okay.
I vaguely, but
vaguely back in the day.
Yeah, I think right at that time. So 2000. Before 2005 or so that was the time I was playing arena football. So I was probably I was kind of all over the place. I didn't really know what travel basketball, all the teams and stuff until I got out of it.
Gotcha.
And then I started running my own tournaments and stuff like that. So
gotcha.
Like I said, I vaguely heard of them, but I mean, if you was on it,
we were pretty good. Like we won a lot of nationals. Ron Hutton. Rest in peace to him, and then Chris Durley.
Okay.
Like they were like the best. When I tell you like the best coaches, the best coaches.
And now is his daughter Skylar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I heard he was a good player.
Oh
himself.
Yeah, he was an even better coach. Like
well, good.
Yeah,
that's cool. So were you ever close to winning a state title?
In high school?
Yeah.
Man, yeah. My last year, we lost to Jinx. I think by maybe 1 or 2. I should have been at the free throw line. I think about that all the time. We definitely, you know what I'm saying? But we were close. We got runner up. So yeah.
Did you any other any particular moments that you remember that you would that just stood out in your mind besides that?
Back in high school?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I just think that it took me too long to cut it on to want to win a championship. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Honestly, I feel like we probably could have won a couple.
Right.
But other than that, I don't have anything that just stands out.
Okay. Pretty good teammates. Who were some of your teammates that you
I had
played
good
with?
teammates. You would ask me that too, huh?
Go your mind is going.
You would ask me that too. I had a Rakaya. I had a girl named Rakaya. I had a lot of. They didn't go play ball.
Okay.
I think I was maybe the only one.
Okay. Yeah.
I had a girl named Anna.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a situation where they played ball. So after I got done, it was like, yeah, see ya.
Yeah. Well, shoot. So recruiting for you, How did recruiting go for you? Like how early did you start getting recognition?
I would say my freshman year is when I started playing AAU.
Yeah.
Because we traveled so many different places, and
That's
it
where
was
you got
like
noticed.
college coaches everywhere, and like that was my first time really like receiving a letter, like my freshman year in high school.
Okay.
And it was when I would come home, it'd be like 10 on the table, like every day.
Yeah.
So I think my freshman year is when it started.
So that's when it started turning on. So
yeah.
did it? How what did you go through? How did you feel when you started getting all those letters in the mail and everything?
It was cool. Like my freshman year, I'm like, okay, because that's the reason why I wanted to play AAU, because it was a way for me to go to college. And I'm like, okay, I got this letter. And it made me feel good that I even put in more work to outside of AAU, right?
Right.
So it made me feel good knowing that my talent was being seen by thousands of coaches.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So do you remember your first official offer?
You know what? I would say, I don't know if it was official, but in high school we used to go down to OU and go to the camps and stuff like that. And Sherry Cole was like attached to my hip. So I don't know if that was official offer, but she wanted me to come. Yeah, she wanted me to come there very bad. So, but I don't know if that was my official offer, but it was close to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who were some of the schools that were mostly in contact with you? I mean, obviously at Texas A&M.
Yeah.
So
I had, like I said, OU. I received some from OSU, Arkansas, a couple teams in Florida. Like I probably had like 3 big duffel bags full of
just letters.
Yeah.
Okay.
From a lot of different schools.
Wow. So so before you chose A&M, do you remember your top, or did you get to go on any visits?
I did. I went to OU, Fort Smith, Arkansas, some team in Florida. I can't really think of the name. A&M, and I think that's it. I don't even think I took 5.
Okay.
Probably 4.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
And A&M showed you the most love?
They did. It was, when you go down there, you want to feel the love.
Yeah.
And it was like in the summertime, so it was like they made phone calls to get the girls to come back to come for that weekend.
Right.
And so
to help.
Yeah, like I had so I had like the team around, and so we just clicked. It just clicked.
And so that was your obviously your final decision to be an Aggie. And so you made your way down there. Now, so as a freshman in college, tell me about the transition between.
Man.
I mean, was it a lot more work?
Yes. So
your experience.
My experience.
Yeah,
all right. So going into college, in high school, I'm the man at the school in high school, right? I didn't have to do too much, but I worked a little bit. But going into like my freshman year, it was a situation where it was like the girls were a lot stronger, a lot faster, in shape.
Yeah.
So when it came to like 6 a.m.s and running, I'm like, man, I'm not about to do this.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not about to do this.
Yeah.
And so it got to the point like my freshman year, like I had to call home like, man, I'm coming home. I'm not doing this. Yes, I'm coming home because it was tough. Like when I tell you it was tough. And family, stick it out. I'm like, okay, stick it out. Yeah. And so after a while, it just became a routine, so it was tough.
I was going to ask you, who was that one person that you remember pushing you through the most?
Ooh, I have 2.
Okay.
I have Patrice Rito.
Okay.
She played the 4, so that was kind of like my position. And then Mariniki Atunrashe.
Okay.
She played the 3.
Yeah.
So it was those 2 who like pushed me every day. Like, yeah.
Man, so freshman year, getting I don't know if you know, but just getting into college ball. I played at Oklahoma State. You get to college, and like you said, you think you the man in high school. Everybody, you get to college. Everybody as good as you are,
Yes.
or better.
Yes.
And so that difference, man, up 6 a.m. I think we had 4 a.m. workouts one point in time. Who are okay, so coming on campus, do you remember your first friends, homegirls, or teammates that
It was my teammates.
Okay.
I don't think nowadays it's weird because I think the kids have more freedom to go out and do this, that, and the third. I think for me it was 6 a.m., study hall, practice, eat, and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So it was like my teammates were like my friends pretty much.
Yeah. Did you come in like in the off season, like during the summer?
Yes.
So you started summer school. I guess nobody else was there anyway.
Yeah. So started summer school.
Okay. What was it like your first practice?
Man,
with your team?
I'm gonna tell you, it was tough. So Gary Blair, that was the head coach at the time, and then Vic Schaefer, he was the defensive coach. Okay. When I tell you Vic Schaefer wasn't playing no games, it was tough. I think it was probably just a conditioning and defense. Okay. Defense, and it was hard. Yeah. 1 out of 10, it was like a 12. Man. And coming in as a freshman, it's like, I'm like, man, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you know about it.
Level.
Yeah,
it's a different level.
Yeah. It was tough.
Yeah. So you played in a lot of arenas and gyms and things like that. Tell me, can you remember the loudest place you ever played?
The loudest place, I would say Texas.
Texas?
I say Texas.
Okay.
Because at that time, we had the little Big 12 showdown, so it was like every time we played, the arenas were packed.
Yeah. Would you say that was your biggest rival?
Texas?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
What was the most elaborate place that you played in? Like the coolest, the neatest, beautiful, I don't know what word you want to use. Like, when you walked in, you was like, oh my goodness.
I wouldn't say it was like the most elaborate, but I would say Kansas. Okay. Because the gym it's a small gym. Yeah. It's not like a big arena. So it was small, and it made it seem like the people in the stands were right there. Yeah. So I would say Kansas, honestly. Okay. Yeah, Kansas.
What do you do outside of basketball? Like when you were in college, what did you do for fun outside of basketball?
Man, I would just chill. Me and my teammates would like drive to Houston, on the weekends, or we would go to volleyball games. But again, like I feel like I was so busy. I feel like I was busy to where I didn't get the opportunity to just do too much.
Right. You get there and college is over with now.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, how do they get all this time to go to the BET Awards and do all this? I was too busy for that.
Right.
But yeah, in the summertime, I would always come home. So, I find stuff to do here in the city.
I got you. Did you have a game day ritual that you did? I mean,
not really. I would always make sure I got my knees massaged and got heat. And, listen to some tunes.
Did you wear any braces?
I had the sleeve just to keep the knee warm, pretty much. Yeah. I did have to get my knee scoped out because it was a lot of cartilage.
During college?
Yeah, in the off season.
In off season?
Yeah.
Okay. That didn't keep you down too long?
It didn't. Okay. I had that, and then I had a hernia surgery. I had 2 of them. Ooh. And so, yeah, same thing, summertime, but I was bounced back the next year. So
got you. So obviously you were, well, let me ask you this first. If you could have dinner with any professional athlete right now, who would it be?
Of course, rest in peace, Kobe. That would be my number one choice. Right now, I think it would be probably Curry.
Steph?
Yeah, Steph Curry.
Yeah. That's a good dude.
Yeah.
I've heard a few athletes mention his name. Yeah. That would be somebody cool to meet.
He seemed real like down to earth.
Yeah. Dinner with someone that is famous but not an athlete. Man. I mean, maybe an actor or activist.
That's a good question. I would probably say, and this is probably off the wall, but I would say the singer Monica.
Monica?
Yeah. I know that's off the wall, but I love Monica. I feel like she's a down-to-earth person, and I just,
I love the music.
Yeah, I love the music too. Yeah. I know some people probably thought I would be saying Tyler Perry or something like that, but I say Monica.
Okay. Well, hey, that ain't nothing wrong with that.
Send this to Monica.
Let's do that. We can make that happen. Let's see if we can make that happen. What were some of the traditions that y'all like? It was an Aggie tradition, but were there some of them that you fell in love with or just had fun with? Or?
I would say the war hymn. It's pretty much everybody stands up. We go here and just sway back and forth.
Okay.
And, like that side goes that way, and so like the entire arena is doing this. You get what I'm saying? We did that for every game, football game, especially at the football games. Yeah. Like the games were packed. So just seeing the whole entire stadium just swaying back and forth. So
no, next to Tennessee, at Tennessee Stadium, that was Loudest place. The next to that was A&M. A&M was the second loudest place I ever played in the football stadium. So they did. I remember seeing them doing all that stuff, and
they don't play about their football.
Yeah. So you earned a lot of awards, even in high school, but in college you have 3-time All Big 12 defensive player, defensive player of the year. Defensive team. Sorry, Big 12 defensive team. You were the Big 12 defensive player of the year your senior year, and you're an All-American as well. But it seems like your MO is defense. Defense. So what was like going into a game? What was your mentality like, or even in practice? What was your mentality like? I mean, just
and again, like it started like with Vic Schaefer because he was a defensive guy. So for me, it was like I didn't start. I barely played my freshman year, so it was kind of like I got to do something to get on the floor. So I was able to get in to play defense, shoot free throws, and bring the ball up the floor my freshman year. So for me, playing defense was a key for me to getting on the floor. Because for him, if you can play defense, you're going to get on the floor. So for me, it was every time in practice going against the two who started, like I was coming for them. Like it was a situation where I wanted to play. In order for me to play, I got to play defense. So it started, I say, honestly, my sophomore year. My sophomore year, and it was like, man, I want to play. So again, I had to figure it out. And defense was it. Did
you have any training regimen, or was it just what Coach Schaefer had for you? I mean,
it was just the drills that he did for us and the want to. Like I wanted to get better, so it was like, let's go. Did you push your teammates? Oh yeah, like I think we competed. Like that's everybody, the entire team, like we competed. It wasn't no friends on the court. We all wanted to play, so we all competed.
That's what you want.
Every day we competed.
Makes teams good.
Yeah.
Did you ever get any fights or anything?
Nah,
like
not no
matches?
Fights. Like you want to go? Let's go. That's the closest we got to it, but not no fights. But shoot, we got after it for sure.
Did you talk trash in games?
Oh yeah.
You said
all
that
the time.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time.
High school too.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the time.
Well, give me some of the stuff that you would say. Like, I mean, G rated.
Like you can't guard me. Like I'm about to get this rebound. Or you're not about to score on me. Especially in college, defense was it. So when I would guard the best player, I'm talking noise.
I'm talking
get
them out their game.
Yeah, I'm talking noise.
When you left A&M, was there a legacy that you wanted to leave behind?
You know what? I think at the time being there, I just wanted to be a great player. I didn't know how big of a impact or a legacy that now that I'm gone that I did leave behind. So at that time, I wasn't thinking like, I want to leave this. It was just like I wanted to be a damn good player. So that was pretty much.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it for me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and so now that you've gone and you've seen what it takes and you've done you did what it took, and so say I see you see a high school like some of the girls you got coming up now. What would be 3 things you would tell them? If you want to play at this level, I mean, give me three tips that you would.
And I tell them all the time. I tell them all the time. Hard work, the dedication, and just the want to. Like I think nowadays you got kids who just want to play, but they don't have that want. Like I want this, not my parents. I want this.
Not
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like those are the 3 things. Like I would definitely tell them.
Okay, that makes sense. If you nowadays we have NIL, name, image, and likeness. What do you think about it nowadays?
I think it's good for them. I think they deserve it. Because I know back in the day, like we needed it. You know what I'm saying? And they were making money off of us. Yeah, we put people in the stand. So I feel like it's definitely good for them for sure. I wish they would go back some. Yeah, give us something.
They got enough
for
money.
Sure.
They can
yeah,
do that.
for sure. But
you give me $20.
Yeah, I think they deserve it.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it's not. Basketball isn't like the main focus nowadays. It's kind of like who's gonna get this money and then basketball. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so absolutely. I think you can. It's a 50-50.
Yeah. And then you add the portal to it. That's where it gets a little hairy.
Well, we had to sit out. I think a year.
Yeah, a year.
A red shirt.
Was it a year or 2 years? It might have been a year.
I don't know what it was, but it was something.
We had to sit out.
Yeah, we had to sit out.
Yeah.
That's why I never. Like my freshman year, I was ready to go, but it's kind of like I don't want to have to sit out, and so for me, going back, it's like you just gotta wait your turn. Like I had to wait my turn.
Yeah, and
I wouldn't change it honestly.
Yeah. If you had right now, if you were back in time, and what NIL deal? What would be your dream NIL deal?
Nowadays, it could be Nike. Yeah. They all paying, so but I say Nike.
Nike.
Yeah.
Okay. How has playing basketball at Texas A&M, how has it contributed to your personal growth?
Yeah, it taught me, one, like hard work. Another thing, like you really got to get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I had to do that my freshman year all the way to my senior year in order to like get that playing time. And like I didn't have anybody feeling sorry for me. So like nowadays it's kind of like, if I want this, I got to go get it. You know, no handouts are going to be given. It's like, I'm going to go get it. And I feel like I'm a go get it nowadays. And like, I'm a hard worker. So I think A&M really taught me how to, be tough. Be
and you try to push that now into your athletes.
Man, I do.
The best you
every
can.
Day. I do. Yeah, the best. I'm sure I try every time I see him, I try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after college, you were drafted second round to the Chicago Sky. And what was that like for you? Like, did you have an agent?
I didn't at the time.
Okay.
I didn't at the time.
Okay.
So I didn't know if I would be drafted or not. And so, everybody goes to the place that's been invited.
Okay.
So for me, like my parents wanted to throw me like a little party, and I'm like, man,
invite everybody over.
Yeah, so everybody's at my dad's house, and it's like, well, what if I don't even get drafted? What's gonna go on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
everybody looking around.
Yes, and so they kept calling names, and it's only, I think there's 2 rounds, or is it 3 rounds? I think it's 3 rounds. Yeah, it's 3 rounds.
Okay. Yeah.
And so just imagine waiting all the way to the second round. And I'm like, so when they did call my name, it was like.
Everybody was asleep.
Not at that time. They were still partying, man. That was me. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Waiting,
and it was a celebration. Like everybody jumped up. We all jumped up, hugged each other.
But you didn't know until they said your name.
I had
Nobody
no
called
clue.
you or talked to you?
I had no clue
Wow.
at all. They just called my name, and I'm like,
like
me? And I'm like, okay. And so it was a situation where it was like, I didn't get a phone call until after, and that was from the people from Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a surprise moment, but I know I worked hard for it.
Yeah. Did you think you would be drafted higher? Because I know you said you were waiting and waiting and waiting.
I didn't even know.
You just didn't know.
Like I didn't know. No, I didn't know. I didn't even know how it went. So
right, because you couldn't see it like a draft. Like nowadays, they have a draft. Well, who's going to projected draft stats? And you just sitting at home.
I'm sitting at home, man, and they just called my name. So. Yeah, it was a surprise, but like I said, I worked for it. So,
and had you been to Chicago before?
I had not.
Not okay.
No, everything was just like a surprise. I'm telling you, big surprise.
So, what happened after that?
After that, so I got a phone call, and they were like, "Hey, you'll be coming to Chicago within the next 2 weeks."
Okay.
And so for me, I had to go back to Texas to go get all my belongings and stuff like that. So. I get to Chicago, like the first day. I was there for 3 weeks, okay?
Okay.
3 weeks. Okay. So there's 3 cuts, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So I got there. The first day, we just did like checkups, make sure everything was all right. House, car, whatever, right?
Okay.
Money too.
Yeah.
And so after that, like the first week was kind of just like coaches, I guess, wanted to see what we can do, right? Second week picks up. So now we're in the teams and we're like competing, so to say, right? I say so to say because some people didn't have to. Some people were able to just, you know, how they go sit on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? So we started competing. I felt like my first week I had to fill it out. Second week I'm like, okay, let's get active. And so I felt like I did, you know, good my second week. Yeah. Third week comes, still battling, right? We had a game. And so, and again, first week, they calling people down to the lobby. I got past the first week.
Okay.
I got past the second week, you know, because they making phone calls to come down. Yeah. And we know.
You don't see them no more.
Yeah, they gone. They not there the next time.
Phone call, boy.
Yeah. And so, like, the third week after that game, and I didn't even play a lot, but I think I had, like, 4 to 5 points, right, within this small window.
Time, yeah.
Yes. And so, after that, got back to the hotel, chilling. Phone call, yeah. You come down to the lobby, and you already know, like, okay, I already know. Yeah. So I go down to the lobby, and it's a situation where they have a whole conversation, yada, yada, yada.
They tell you, you're so good at this and that.
Yeah.
But y'all cut me?
Yeah. So keep working hard, this, that, and the third. And so after that, it was like, okay, let me get my stuff. It was the next day. Like, flight is ready for you the next day.
They weren't playing.
Yeah, no, they're not playing no games.
They spend no more money on you. Get on out here.
And so I went back to Oklahoma City. But I can tell you this. I feel like, because on the roster, it was girls who were averaging 2 points. Man, I just scored 5 points in this game. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was a situation where up here it was kind of, it'll mess with you mentally. Like, man, I ain't even get a real opportunity to show, but I used to tell people, I didn't really get drafted, but now I'm like, I did get drafted, you know, because a lot of people don't get their names called, and I made it the third week. So, you know, that's how that went. So I got cut after the third week.
Okay. And so after you got cut, packed up, came back to Oklahoma City. So what was your plan? Did you have, on your way back, what were you thinking?
Man, on my way back, it was like, what's next? Like, man, everybody gonna be asking me this, that, and the third. And so for me, it was like, I made a phone call because I had to go back to Texas to finish my degree. Okay. Because I had to leave during that time. And so I went back, worked out a little bit, and the men's coach at the time, I'm not sure his name, but he put me in contact with an agent. And so that agent was, you know, in contact with me, and it was like, hey, and I was the first woman on his roster at this time. Okay. And so I didn't have no clue about anything about an agent. And so he contacted me, and he was like, well, we can get you a deal. And so after that, that's when we started talking about going overseas.
Okay. So I'm going to rewind for a quick second. Okay. The time you were drafted, you said you were the Aggies' highest draft pick ever. At that time. Has there anybody else been selected after that? That you know, has that changed?
That's a good question. I don't know. Good question. But at that time, I was,
right now,
the highest. Yeah.
Okay, so how soon after you got back home did you start? So you talked to your agent. How soon after that was there that transition to overseas?
Overseas. Yeah. It was quick. Just like the Chicago, it was quick. It was maybe, I say 2.5 weeks. Okay. Before I had to leave.
Get on out of there.
Yeah.
Now where was that to?
Turkey, Istanbul. Turkey.
What was that like?
Man, it was. He was like, "You want to go to Turkey?" I'm like, "Man, I have no clue. I've never looked up Turkey, Istanbul, none of that." But it's a situation when I got there. First of all, I think it was like a day flight. That was the worst. That was the worst. But it was scary a little bit because you know they wear the hijabs and just the women eyes only, right? So it was like
you didn't have to do anything.
No, not me personally. No. Okay. Yeah, not us. Okay. And then where we stayed at, it was like, well, hold on now. The outside looked different, but when we got to the inside, it was like, okay, everything was nice. Okay. The teammates, some of them were young, some of them didn't speak, English, but I had other Americans with me.
Yeah.
So
I was going to ask, did you
have other Americans? Yes, I had a couple of them. But just the experience overall, like my first time there, it was like I just wanted to stay in the house. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want no trouble.
I don't want no trouble. I just wanted to stay in the house, and I was so far away from home, and like the time difference is different. So it's kind of like my first time over there. I kind of like just stayed locked in.
Did you find your way to the gym like a lot?
They actually come pick us up.
Okay.
We had people come clean the house,
Yeah.
cook us food. So it was a situation where it was like everything was legit,
Okay.
So
how was the food?
The food was awesome.
Was it?
When I tell you, like, the food was good, it was good. Like, we could walk downstairs and it was just like a strip full of
really?
food, yes. And they had Pizza Hut, McDonald's. They had all of that stuff, but the food there was awesome.
So it was probably better than WNBA?
Yeah, yeah. When I tell you, it is because, like, they love basketball in Turkey. Like, it's legit. It's like A1 for sure.
So how many teams was it in Turkey? I mean, was it just how was the league set up? I don't even.
There were maybe 12, maybe 14. It was like where I was at. We lived here, and then like we had to like catch flights to other places. So there wasn't like teams like down the street from us.
Oh,
so we had to catch flights.
A couple hours.
No,
Just,
we always would catch a flight, quick flight, 2 hours, and get there.
But they had the budget to do it all. I mean, it was
They pay you on time. They paid you on time. It was legit.
Was it pay a little bit more than
the WNBA?
Yeah.
Like you can get paid coming in right now, maybe on the low end $6,000 a month, but that $6,000 is going into your pocket. You don't have to pay taxes.
But you have to take
nothing.
care of cars and hotel and all that, or whatever you.
No, get into your pocket.
No, but
they pay.
That's what I'm saying. They take care. Care of that. That's just money you can.
You gonna get you something to eat. You gonna buy you some shoes.
Okay.
Yes. So
you living life over there. How long did you play over there?
I played 2 years. So my first year I went, and then I went back my second year.
Okay.
But like when I went, like I played against Diana Taurasi, like Sylvia Fowles, Simone Augustus. So like it wasn't like a big. Yes, I wanted to be in the WNBA, but it's like I'm doing this over here too. Like so. All the WNBA players, of course, they go overseas. So, and Turkey was one of the biggest leagues at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that's a lot of players just go over there. I guess it's kind of the off season.
Yeah, off season
and play, make a little bit more money and everything.
Yeah.
Did you run into any players that you remembered from college?
Yeah, I played with one of the Paris twins, Ashley. Ashley. Yeah, so we played on the same team. Anybody else? I didn't see anybody else that I played against in college, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went to Puerto Rico?
I did. I played in Puerto Rico.
How was that?
It was awesome. It was, of course, different. More like sunshine and stuff like that. It was.
Was it hotter over there?
It wasn't too hot.
Okay.
It was decent. Okay. It was decent. The league wasn't as tough. Not saying it wasn't hard, but in Turkey, there's no fouls, really. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You can't foul out?
I mean, this ain't no foul. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not that's not a foul. So it was a lot harder. But in Puerto Rico, it was more laid back. Okay. Like, it wasn't as serious, I guess. I mean, it was serious, but if we didn't win the state of the championship, it wasn't like that big of a deal. Because they were trying to build the team up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Man, so were there any challenges, like anything that you could do without over there, or like in Turkey or Puerto Rico?
Challenges, I would say
communication.
The communication, it wasn't as bad because we had some people who spoke both, so they kind of like translated that. But I would say this, in Turkey, a lot of times when you travel, it's not a regular toilet.
Okay.
Some people may not know that it's a hole in the ground.
Okay.
And you got to squat, man. You got to squat like it's not a regular toilet.
You got to like squat deeper or just
man, like this
over
without it, like knees down like a squat all the way down. And that was my first time ever experiencing that. We traveling on the road and we stop at the store, go to the bathroom. Man, where the bathroom? And then you got to pay when you travel.
To go to the bathroom?
They want the quarter. You want to go pay this quarter, go on in, you got to squat.
Wow.
That was the most
You never done that?
Never.
Man, what? So it's just a hole in the ground, or just like maybe
when you get done, look it up.
I'm gonna look it up.
It's just a hole in the ground. Like this is on the floor, literally on the floor. Okay. So you're doing a whole deep squat,
sumo squat.
Yeah, to use the bathroom, man. It was crazy. Different. Yeah.
Probably that quarter was to help pay for cleanup.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
All of that, and they got regular toilets too. But a lot of times when you travel,
you could run into that. Just so yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So in your coaching, how soon after you played overseas and things like that? So you played in Istanbul for 2 years. Mm-hmm. Puerto Rico, for how long did you play there?
A year.
Mm-hmm.
Just a season.
And so after that, what was your next move?
After that, like I really wanted to keep playing, but like I got bad knees, so my knees started like just getting big, and it was like, man, I can't take another, season of that. And so after that, I came back here, trying to figure out what was next. And so I was like, let me just get into training.
Yeah.
And so I started training and doing that heavy here in the city. And was very successful at it. Like everything really worked out. Mm-hmm. But I wanted a little more. So after that, I give myself maybe like 3 years here, 3 years. Mm-hmm. And then I just went to Texas.
Probably a lot more money out there. Huh?
Yeah. But training here is where I started at. So.
Yeah. Were there any notable players that you trained that came up through your training program that's kind of been successful, or?
I would say just notable, but like I had a few girls, and like if you type my name and like the girls would come up like on like Google
with you, or
whatever, and it was like 5, 6 of them who actually went out and played, not D1, but they got a scholarship.
Next level.
So next level for sure.
Well, that's good. How did you help them? Did you help a lot of girls with recruiting, or is that you just kind of do training? Just training and development.
At that time, it was just more so like just training and development, and it was like 3-4 times a week.
Okay.
So yeah.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Now, did you coach in college or a college?
I did. I coached and it was for a little bit, University of Dallas.
Okay.
At that time, I was working at a place that would allow me to go out and do it because I wanted some experience. So I was there for maybe 1 season until I got the high school job that I have now.
Okay.
Yeah, University of Dallas.
Gotcha. Did you? So I saw Carl Albert State somewhere. What was that?
You're right. That was first when I came back from overseas. Actually.
Okay.
I went down there and it was I had enough money set aside to where I was able to go down there and do that or whatever. So yeah, I was there for a year.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I was there for a year.
Gotcha. Okay. So and then you went back to Dallas, or I guess
they actually cut the sports program there.
Okay.
The year after, so yeah.
So you're coaching now at a high school. Tell me the name of it again.
It's called International Leadership of Texas.
International, okay. Mm-hmm. And that is in Fort Worth?
It is. Okay. They have it in Bryan. They have it.
Oh, there's different types.
Yeah, different places. Yeah.
Kind of, is it an academy or something, or?
It's just a small charter school.
Different. Okay.
Yeah.
So I see you have Let's Eat on your hat. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that. Was that a brand that you?
It is. I came up with it a couple years back. Mm-hmm. Started making hoodies, T-shirts, and things like that. Yeah. And it was like people were buying it, and I just kind of like died it down for some reason. Life was lifing probably, just let's eat. You got the knife and the fork, and then the dinner plate is the basketball. So it's a situation where it's like hey, let's go.
You might have to expand that. Put a little football plate on there. Let's eat. Then a baseball plate, and then
that's why I got it here because I'm back trying to put things into, back out there pretty much. So I got some things coming.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is it right here.
Yeah, well, can anybody get that right now, or is there a website, or how?
They can. They just have to contact me. I don't have like a big inventory, but I have pieces at home that I'm still like trying to figure out which ones I want to really put out there.
You got different colors?
I do. I have this one. I have neon green, just because I'm a bright person.
Yeah,
I want everybody.
Yeah,
I want you to see me. Yeah. I got a pink one.
Nah.
Yeah, and a red one. So yeah.
Okay. Last question for you. So a lot of you've had a lot of momentum shifts in your life. Different things happening. Can you tell me, like, what was the biggest momentum shift for you in your life? Like whether it's
we won the championship too this year at my high school.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
we did. I had to put that out there.
No, okay, there you go. There you go.
I think 2019 is when my dad passed.
Okay.
So I think that was the biggest momentum shift for me.
Okay. How was he in your life? I mean,
man, he was big. Like at every high school game, every college game, like a best friend, pretty much. I think that's the momentum shift that way.
Yeah.
But in a positive way though.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that was the biggest for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I got to ask you about your parents. Your parents?
I don't think
did they play sports or anything?
You know what? My mom, I know she didn't.
Okay.
She probably was like a cheerleader or something like that. But my dad probably played basketball back in his day, but it wasn't nothing like big or nothing like that. Yeah. So yeah.
But he was a big part of your life.
Yeah.
And your biggest cheerleader for you.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
When you hear basketball in Oklahoma, your name always comes up, especially with women's basketball and everything. And so wanted to have you on, and you're an Oklahoma legend. Give you your flowers while you're alive.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
So I appreciate you coming out, and
Thank you.
Wish you the best in the future.
Thank you. Appreciate it.